Hello everyone, this is Skip Farr with Hard Dollar Corporation. I'd like to have this session be related to just general stuff you can do on registers. In other words, any register within the system, whether it's resources, cost items, or whatever. So I'm going to stay with the CBS register just to look at a few other things that might have some value. I'll use my training job, so I'll just click on where I'm at, and you're looking at the CBS register now. I've created a view of just a few items here that I thought we'd use for our session today. There's always one feature that sometimes is not remembered. We call it multi-editing. So essentially, if you want to make a change to some data, some entry data, many times if that change affects more than one item, be thinking multi-edit. In other words, maybe I can find a way to just make that editing change once that affects more than just one item. In this case, cost items. So I got a thing called tag 3. Tags are used to help organize and group and sort things. So maybe I want to add a tag to a bunch of these items. Well, I can always go one at a time and come up here and find whatever I wanted to do. I could do that. But if I want to apply those to, say, these items, I multi-selected them. To mouse in this case, the Shift key. I'm going to right-click and say Open. So it opens up the record mode. Well, I'm interested in the tags on a cost item, so I can come over here and say, oh, here's tag number 3. I'll choose Bridge. So if I've assigned this tag to all those pre-selected items, I'll click OK, and there they are. Multi-edit can really be helpful for you in any application within a system, whether it's cost source you want to change, like a plug number, to from detail to productivity and so forth. Another thing is that we have here, you can filter on a unit of measure. And when you do, say I'm going to filter on my tons. Down here at the bottom on the quantity would give you the total amount of, in this case, tons. So this may have some value. In other words, you could have tagged a bunch of items that just my bridge work. Oh, so now I can filter on just my bridge, and so there are all the quantities that are based on ton that are a function of that tag. Okay? So it's a quick way to get some total quantities based on a unit of measure. So I'm going to click my little red box, which clears my filter, and I'm back to where I was normally. You also have the ability to do some custom filtering. I'll click on this, and there's this little custom box. So this gives you parameters, like what do you want to do? I'm going to say greater than, let's say I'm interested in a quantities, all the cost items with the quantity greater than 45,000. Okay? I could have subsequent operators here if I wanted to. I'll say OK. So basically I just filtered to all those cost items where they were greater than 45,000. Now if this was something I wanted to keep, I could have created it and then I could have saved it. I can then always load it back up again if I wanted to. Okay? So sometimes that could be of some value for you. Most of you know that we can group columns to get another way to look at it. So instead of filtering on, say, just my estimator 1, which you could do, you can group, but you can do multiple groups. So I'm going to grab this up here and drag this up here also. So basically what I'm looking at now, I'll collapse this or get back to where I was. Estimator number 1, who could be Jim, John, Jack, or Sally, open it up. Well, he's got a tag called the road work. Well, estimator number 2, well, he's identified with road work and my water and sewer. So I can click the items and see which items are estimator number 2 involved in. So another way to quickly just get to those items that a particular estimator is involved in by some simple grouping. To remove the group, You can drag these individually, put them back if you like. I'm simply going to right-click and say clear the grouping, and they come back to where they were. Also in this filter thing, whatever column you clicked on, a lot of times you'll see a thing that says non-blanks. Well, in this case, what's going to happen, I'm going to click off that. These little pencil symbols in the notes field tells me I've got something written in there. But maybe I can filter to just those that I do have something written. So I'll say filter on non-blanks. So here my items are, the ones that I just have some notes written in them. Of course, you can click in here and up comes the notes and you can read them. Okay. If I come here and I say all, they all come back for me. So I can look at everything. There's also ability to do some multi-sorting. Sometimes you have more than one column you want to do multiple sorts on. So I'm going to sort on my tag 1, which essentially is my estimator 1, estimator 2, and so forth. I'm going to hold my shift key down and click on tag 2, and I want you to notice what's going to happen over here. It resorted based on this column now. So estimator 2 worked on roadway and water and sewer now. So you can have multiple sorts. In fact, this little symbol tells you that you sorted on more than one column. And I did that again with on the second sort, just holding down my shift key. I'm going to go to the pay item and proposal register. Of course, this is our pay items, our bid items, our tender items, the BOQ items where we're coming up with a price. But of course, I can click the little plus box and we'll show you the cost items. Notice you really have a register within a register. So let me do this. Give you a little idea here. Okay. I want to move this thing down. I got a view here that, let me start with a very simple view. Here's just my pay items, but when I click here, I may have too many items, too many columns. I may not need all this stuff. I may not need the currency. I can hide it. So effectively, maybe I don't need this. Maybe I don't need that. I like that information, but I also like this. So if I name the view, I can do it. So the view now that I just created is a view of these columns and these columns. So you can have a view of columns within columns. Okay. So when that view is same, I've got my new view here. So multiple subordinate insets, essentially, you can still create the views of all those other particular columns. Well, hopefully this was a little help on some of the other features that you can use on these registers. Remember, they are really wide open. I didn't go through everything. Most of you know if you right-click, you got all kinds of options you can do. Fix left and right, change column captions. You know, the column chooser obviously is where you can, your columns are hid, where you can drag them out from and create the views that you want. And of course, any view can be exported to Excel. You can print it. The print preview allows you to create different formats of this data. So the registers have a lot of flexibility and functionality. So get familiar with most of this issues and how you can use these things. It just will be better for you in efficiency and how you approach your work. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.